All right, so here we are for the conclusion, the final episode of Season 1, Episode 12, Prophecy Girl.
Episode 12 of 12, yes. The short season, I believe, right?
This is the only 12-episode season.
So we knocked it out. Yeah, we're there. We made it.
We did.
We made it through Season 1.
So this episode is a little different than most of the other ones, aside from it being our season finale.
Yeah.
There's a lot more emotion expressed in this one.
There's acting.
Yes,
it's good.
And that's the turning point for a lot of characters here.
Yes,
and I think that's a good thing, especially going into your second season. You don't know that you're getting one when you're done here.
True. Damn.
Well, they as cast and stuff probably knew they were renewed or not by mid-season, I would imagine. Yeah. But us as a person watching at home was like, oh, I need more. I need more.
And then that's why like arcs come to various conclusions, and then we find ourselves through some stuff.
I love it opens up and it's Xander and he's talking to Willow, but he's pitching his date me thing, and as the audience that Willow has a thing for Xander. Xander this whole time has been pining for Buffy, and he's finally gonna say it, and you're like, oh, all right.
I want to say that I love this scene so much because it's obvious what it is, and you're like, okay, television tries to be funny sometimes. It's so cute, it never is. And then Willow takes it to the next level because they have her say, oh, you could keep practicing on me if you want. And I'm like, oh damn.
Oh, Buffy's not here. You can practice on me some more.
The heartbreak, just this circle of heartbreak, just constantly
it is a good circle, and I thought that how Xander does approach Buffy and actually say his thing felt super real.
Because he ditches his plan. He's like, you see, for thousands of years, fuck no, and then just starts to talk, and you're like, it's perfect too. Yeah, it's great. The whole
There's even a moment for humor when he's like, Buffy, is he over here? Leave. To the guy on the bench.
Yeah.
And just like, huh?
Hey, leave. Thanks.
But yeah, I thought that just the way that it was delivered, it really felt like teenage awkwardness, and it was hammered home, and even the defensive-ness of how someone getting rejected goes. I was like, all right, I like this.
Yeah, Xander remained Xander, Buffy remained Buffy.
Yes.
Because he's like, either do or you don't, and she's like, I don't, and he goes like. And it's like, dude, you can see here if you pause the exact frame when his heart explodes. It's like,
watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
Yes. Damn. Fuck, man.
No, and I felt bad for him.
Because this whole time, and I don't know what season 2 brings, but this whole time I've been like, I'm sick of this shit. Why do they keep pretending this is a thing? And then I'm happy the finale did what it's supposed to do, where it brings something to a conclusion of sorts, where he actually confronts her and she has to actually reject him. And something happens. I'm like, okay, good.
And I thought it was powerful too, in that just to jump to the end here real quick, is that when Buffy needs him, even though he's been rejected and scorned, he's still there for her. He 100% supports her. Him when he goes to get Angel to find out where the master is, and he says Angel looks at him, he's like, I could tell right away because I'm a vampire. I can smell your love. he's like, you love her, and almost
is that a power?
No, that's not a thing.
Because they have that where I can smell pheromones. Okay.
But almost like a Han Solo thing, where I know.
I love you.
I know.
He's like, don't you?
Don't you? Doesn't everybody?
You're in love with her. Aren't you?
Yes, that's a thing.
No, and the moment in that conversation when Angel's like, and he's like, how do I put this more clearly? Pulls out the cross.
Yes.
And he growls and does a noise.
Yes.
Like, this is great.
How can I say this clearly?
This is great.
I think these are the little moments that make me really like the Xander character so much, because he's just a person. He's someone you could easily look up to, in that he does everything, risks his life, and steps up time after time, to just directly confront what is evil. And we're only first season, so more things will happen, obviously. But those are the characters that I always lean towards. I like the person that has no powers, that can do the thing, because anyone else, you're like, oh, I want to be blah, blah. Well, I'm never going to be the chosen one. Oh, I want to, well, that person's rich as hell, or this, that. Like Xander's just a dude. Very much a role model, in my opinion. And I know people don't like him, but fuck you. I think he's a great character.
No, I like this take where you're like, you have a show where there's a million people, but it's like, well, I like the human on the Transformers, because that guy was out there on the, on the spaceship and everything, but he can't breathe in space. That's crazy. Exactly.
At any moment, every time he goes out, he could die very easily.
Like a toothpick. Just
exactly.
destroyed.
He has nothing going into this. He has no fighting prowess. He's not an intelligent man. He's just he's a witty guy who cares about his friends. That's all he is.
Yeah, other characters will later, I guess, learn magic literally, but just know from I'm reading the ancient books and like they have something going for them.
Yes.
I think Cordelia may have nothing, at least for like a while or something. So like
not until Angel.
But Xander like is the person, who's like the least of any. Yes, exactly. So I dig that as well. Good times.
Good.
We stand Xander on this show.
Xander.
Welcome back.
So we have an earthquake. And this is the first real sign that the Master is going to get out. The apocalypse is coming. And I'm treated to a couple of things. We got like blood coming out of the sink, a child's born with their eyes backwards, a lake boils.
We got a list from that other teacher.
Yes.
It's like, shit's happening. I'm getting readings.
A cat gave birth, or a dog gave birth, or something to snakes.
Litter of snakes. Yes.
So like there's these things where I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I want to call it with the earthquake though, because this is peak Joss Whedon, but like before it was cool. When he's like, yes, the evil, yeah, and then goes, what do you think of 5.1?
What do you think? 5.1?
Right, like a Dr. Evil fucking like the I think it's Bathos or Bathos. You like undercut the joke. It's like he was adopted. Like you do like a fucking whatever thing.
When do you think the Richter scale was even adopted? Or started to be
by
used?
the 90s? Yeah. What do you mean?
So he's been in the church for 40 years. So he.
Yeah. Oh, you think he he shouldn't know about the Richter
scale? Is he getting updates?
Yeah, he's down there on like Lycos search.
Well, there's a fun fan theory about how he's shocked when Buffy's not dead, aside from it being a prophecy, because he doesn't know about mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
CPR and stuff. Sure.
So like it's an extra big shock for him. I'm sure he's probably been privy to some sort of resurrection of things and this and that. Yeah. But ultimately we have this prophecy coming to a head with all these fucking signs of the apocalypse that are rising, with the culmination of the Master getting out of the his cave of torment here, because Buffy does indeed complete the circle, comes to him, dies. And that enables him to get out with the power of her blood.
Which I'm a little upset, because the prophecy, is very not specific, you see, because you don't know how it's going. I'm like, okay, great, but it seems a little like, why is she going? I don't know, whatever. It has to happen for the thing, but like, I like them researching it. But I also don't like how she walks in on like Angel and Giles like talking.
Oh, I love that.
So that's it, huh? I remember the drill. One Slayer dies, next one's called.
Her reaction is fantastic.
I thought her reaction was like underplayed though, because she seems like there's like other stuff to talk about and like other stuff to be upset by. She says to Angel like, "Don't touch me," but she really just walks in like, "What's going on?" She doesn't like focus on like this betrayal aspect, right? Which they had set up earlier, where like Giles hides that like Angel helped them, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be like a big deal. It was kind of just overshadowed by the other stuff, right?
Well, my thought is, if I could tell you a bunch of important details, but the last one being, you're gonna die today. And you're probably gonna really hang on that one.
It's completely reasonable, but I was feeling a setup for this betrayal as like its own thing. So had this season been like 20-something episodes, you could have had her stumble in on them before they even, and then later Giles like, listen, Angel helped me get a book, all right, but the book says you're gonna die, like now, so this is important. And she goes, what? And then it's the whole, right, you can do a whole thing. But they didn't have time, that's fine.
I liked though, that's like where we really start getting emotional. She realizes she's supposed to die. She wants to quit. Fuck this. If I'm not around, I can't go. Mom, let's go on a vacation. Let's just go. Leave. Let's do this shit.
Exactly.
Mom, let's go away.
What?
Anywhere, just for a while, a weekend.
Honey.
No, it'll be great. You and me, a mother-daughter thing. We can talk about all the embarrassing things you love to bring up.
She gets to talk about her prom. I got you a dress. That'll spark you up. Oh, does someone ask you? Oh, someone asked me the wrong guy. I know my daughter. All that shit.
Someone.
But not the right someone. See, sometimes I actually do know what you're thinking.
I love that. I love that. Like her mom's like, and this, I'm just saying, Joyce is a good mother. And this is a good mom moment where like I saw you eyeing that dress that we can't afford, but you've been pretty good lately.
I sold my hair for a dress. Yes.
So I got you this dress, which looks really nice on her. I think it's a cool outfit.
I hate the dress.
No, why?
So like I don't know much about dresses, and I don't think I know what a good dress is. But it's like a running gag throughout the whole episode. Like, nice dress. Look, I like your dress. The dress looks great.
I like your dress.
By the way, I like your dress.
By the way, I really like it.
Yeah. It's a big hit with everyone.
You know, she's crying. Thanks, Mom, for the dress. I'm like, that's the most boring, plain, normal,
That looks
shitty
like a
dress
wedding
ever.
dress to me. Like,
Yeah, which is totally inappropriate. She should be wearing like
know.
a cool dress. Now, I love her look with the leather jacket.
Yes,
But
that's
then-
classic.
But then she's not wearing the leather jacket anymore. I'm like, you've ruined the look.
Yeah.
You've ruined the whole look. Yes.
There's like action figures of her in the dress with the
Yes.
holding a
because that's
crossbow.
the peak. Yeah, with the the whole look. It like harkens back to the movie a little. It's the whole thing. I'm like, yes.
This annoyed me though. The whole thing is like, so when they went to rescue Jesse, she was like, all right, gotta suit up for war. I got my bag and my garlic and all my
Yes.
weapons and stuff. And this one, you're like, you're supposed to die tonight. You're fighting the most epic evil ever. I think Giles calls him the oldest vampire in this episode. And you're like,
Yes.
okay.
He's older than anything we have on record.
and she brings a crossbow with 2 extra bolts. That was it.
No,
She
and-
didn't even bring a stake.
I was gonna say she doesn't even have a stick of gum. She like there's no pockets
Nothing.
in that dress.
There's
She
no
has nothing.
pockets.
It's actually horrible. Yes, I agree. I was
Right?
like, what's
It
going
just
on?
seemed underplayed. Like, did
Yes.
you already resound to the fact you're going to die? Is
think
that
so.
why you didn't bring anything? You weren't prepared? Like, are you outside of your head? I'd be like, all right, we're going to duct tape some fucking shit to my arms here. I need one on my elbow. I
Hockey pads.
want to
like
be
the whole
ready.
thing. Yes, it's
But
very
no.
strange.
And I
yes.
thought that was weird.
And I do think part of it may be that I've resigned myself to my role in this and my death, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But yes, it's super weird because yes, she shoots him and he catches it, and the lighting on
Makes
his
a
face,
snide comment.
the lighting on his face is really bad. It makes the thing look really bad in that scene. We're like, oh, good shot, yes.
Nice shot.
And does the whole thing. But yes, why do that? Why not circle up and do a thing?
I
and
don't
whatever?
know.
I don't know. It's fine. Her punching Giles, though, to be like, no, you're not
Yes.
going down there.
Nothing you can say will change my mind.
I know.
Old man.
Yeah, Giles loves getting knocked unconscious. I love the line.
Severe brain damage for your smart guy.
Oh, of
it's
course.
great. It's
Well,
perfect.
you try to get him in just the jaw.
Yes.
Not just rattle the brain slightly.
Yeah.
I love you have fruit punch mouth. I think that's a very funny line that she
Yes.
delivers to the master.
You have fruit punch mouth.
What?
I think though that it's odd that the apocalypse, the raising of the master, and the Hellmouth opening are all one thing.
Oh, yeah?
I think that that's a flaw to me. So like, hear me out here. So the apocalypse is pending and coming. So the signs are already happening. There's blood, there's this, that, the boiling.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, so is the apocalypse already happening? Because if so, like maybe that could be the reason he could get out. Maybe not make that the reason there is an apocalypse that he gets out. You know what I mean? It seems like
guess,
it's too
yeah.
tied. Because then the moment he dies, the apocalypse, the Hellmouth
Yeah,
closes.
yeah.
And it seems like weird, like what is the prophecy written? It's like, and when the master gets out, the Hellmouth will open. Like that. You
Yeah,
assume
yeah.
he wants to open the Hellmouth. He has a spell or something he'll be doing once he gets out.
Right.
Something would happen.
Like a ritual, like
yeah.
a blood gathering
and like
of something.
it would start
yes.
opening and then she would kill him and then it would close. But by it being tied to his actual life force is strange. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, what is the key that is opening this? Just the fact that he is in existence?
Yeah, the way that it reads, it seems like this is just all one thing that's happening.
That's what's strange to me.
But again, yeah, I think that's a truncation issue with the
That's
whole thing.
exactly it. Is
A lot
that
of
we only
stuff
have so
is
much
kind of
time. We want
tight.
to do this thing.
Yeah.
I love that Willow-esque monster that comes out of hell. With the tentacles. And
Oh,
and
Willow,
the 3
not
heads.
Willow. Understood.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes.
Mad Madigan Willow.
I know.
Not Witch Willow.
Exactly. Yeah, so
It
like
looks like the Eberisk, I think it's called.
my God. Okay. Also, that movie with the thing that
Elvira?
nope.
Looks a little bit like the monster that comes out of the pot.
No. It looks like a lot of things. I liked it. It's like a puppet. It's got
I really like it
it's like
because
a tentacle
it's a
monster.
puppet, and the only reason we got a puppet was because they didn't have the budget to do the CG.
Nice. Can we go back to those times?
That's what I'm saying.
Please.
As I understand it, each one of those like tentacle things
Yeah.
is like a guy inside the suit doing a thing. Like that's what.
That's awesome.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
let's stimulate the economy. Let's create some jobs. Let's make some puppets.
Please.
Let's do it. Why do we use CG for everything?
I
It's
don't know.
It's so bad.
It is.
Yeah. So like, there's a scene there too where like Giles says the Hellmouth, and I'm like, he's looking at a creature with a bunch of mouths. Is there some weird confusion about what is the Hellmouth anymore? because I'm like, I thought the Hellmouth was like the gate from the gate where it's like a evil ley line or something like that. Yeah, so it's a weird thing.
That's
for him
just
to
the first
react.
creature that got through the Hellmouth.
Yes, so it's very weird for him to look at the monster and say, the Hellmouth. It's very weird to me. I didn't like that per se.
I think that just, it hits you the wrong direction.
Yeah, why do that?
Well, it's because he's coming to the realization where the Hellmouth is, because they thought it was at the Bronze.
Yeah.
It's here. Oh my God.
Yeah, and they know part of how they noticed that too is that there's a bunch of zombies that now
Vampires
that now act like zombies was going to be my point. They're outside just kind of moaning and walking slowly towards the school and everything, and I was like, why are they zombies now? This sucks.
I hate the trope of like, we gotta barricade the door.
They're coming in through the stacks.
There are strong things outside, so surely the things we can lift will block this door.
Oh, yes, of course.
There were conveniently
Leverage.
empty bookcases that were able to be tipped over windows and stuff. There's like wheeling things in front of the door. I love that Cordelia's just down the fuck. She's just like right there. She's like, get in!
Get in!
Yeah.
And they're like, we need to go to the library. The library!
Gotta get to the library! Library, great.
And just drives
This
in.
may be one of the highlights of the episode when, like, I think Willow or somebody says, we usually walk, and just breaking through, because this too is...
She's not wrong.
Yes.
And like usually that thing would just not happen because like, well, we can't actually break the windows because we're renting this location. They're like, bitch, we run this shit.
I'm a huge fan of that too, because like the puppet monster, they're like they had to really break something. They had to create something or like break what they had or make a new thing and break it. To get all that to work for the car to like go through everything.
If we're speaking about money and practical effects, we have to talk about the tunnel that leads to the Master's lair, because like they show that in multiple angles. So you're like, that's a real thing they have there. It's not like a trickery thing where like, oh, we look through this doorway and we can see the CG whatever. Like we cut these two things together. Like that's an actual practical downwards like brick bullshit that comes down.
I thought it was the same stuff that you've seen because we've gone down to rescue Jesse to do some other stuff.
Oh yeah, the sewer itself is the same. I mean the actual ramp that leads into the lair is something where I'm like, where does that exist? I think you built that.
I think it's a thing.
Very cool. I do wonder, so many candelabras. How does he get candles?
How does he do
Where are they coming from?
How is he going up there and buying candles? I just need some candles, sorry.
I also thought, just based on the pitch of that sewer thing, I'm like, he must have a flooding issue.
You know, you really ought to talk to your contractor. It's like you got some water damage.
This is not the code.
I guess it's California, doesn't rain that much, but I'm like, when it does, he's probably super fucked.
He can't get out because of the force for the water. The water can get in though.
Yeah.
He's
Fortunately, they don't breathe. Which she gets Angel to reiterate again. I don't have breath. I can't help her.
But if she drowned, there's a shot. CPR.
You have to do it. I have no breath.
Which he says out loud by talking, which you need breath for. And I'm not that guy, but I hate that. Why do you keep calling my attention to this weird breath issue?
Yeah. It would be nice to say I don't have to breathe. That's what you could say.
Well,
but to say I don't have breath is strange.
You could just have, Xander do that. You don't need him to say I don't have any breath, right? What's going on?
No, yeah.
Yes.
You didn't even really need him to be there. And they kind of
like a buddy moment where he's like, I'm hanging out. We're doing it.
But
stop looking at my neck. I wasn't looking at your neck.
You checked at my neck. I saw that.
No, I wasn't. Just keep your distance, pal. I wasn't looking at your neck.
Like, it's great.
I love when like Angel and Buffy, Angel and Xander just wait at the bottom of the stairs, and like Buffy goes up to fight the Master, and I'm like, Angel, you're not this little bitch. You're like the scourge of the earth. Couldn't you just go up with her and give her a hand?
Can they see her from where they are? I don't think they can because they hear something, right?
I don't think they can see her.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it isn't like they
It's just
know,
very strange because, well, she says, watch my back so no vampires come up. And I'm like, that is an important thing to do, I suppose.
That's later when she's reborn and she is going to go kill
No, that's what I'm talking about. Well, because before that, they were coming to find her and she was already dead.
Good.
I'm talking about on the roof.
Yeah.
Where
well, she has the strength of like 100 dead slayers or something at that point.
What do you think the Master is? Chump bitch?
Yes, a bitch, because she defeats him super easily.
You're that amped about hell? Go there.
Well, I think that's because he got overconfident with his like telekinesis mind trickery. That like, it doesn't work. You pulled a Jessica Jones before that was out.
She gets super powered by briefly dying, which is how it works. So I can't play.
Our adrenaline was on fucking fire.
One of my criticisms would be, but again, it all goes back to that same like wrapping up shit or whatever. Is how easily the master is like dispatched.
Yeah.
Because it's not even like neither fight is really a fight. There's like 3 moves per person, and then he just falls onto a conveniently pointy object and dies.
I would have given more credit if you didn't get that one shot of them just showing it. They're like, look, it is broken, because you saw it break, and like your mind could have already done it, but then they're like,
yes.
Like, come on, man.
It's like it like hangs on it, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
I guess. But like, in my head, I'm like, oh, well, obviously the master can't be defeated by falling on a pointy bit of wood, and then that happens. And it's like, oh, okay.
And then he's the only vampire that we see a skeleton for.
And we don't get a finger wiggle on the skeleton. Because at the end, they're all leaving and talking. I'm not dancing, though. Oh, maybe. We'll see. Oh,
you thought that was me, like the normal button of something happening?
Yeah, they hang on like, the shot that has the skeleton in the bottom. And I was like, oh, they're going to zoom in. It's going to be a little like a little movement of some kind to be like, oh, shit. Because you can't just have a skeleton in the library and leave and have the cops show up.
Always funny
what's
when
going
things
on?
Just get left and ignored. But
yeah.
The dance was happening. You gotta go to the dance.
Gotta dance. I just want to dance. We can clean this up later, right? That's so weird. But apparently it works out because there's 6 more seasons or 10 more seasons of this show.
6.
How'd it work the first time?
I mean, I got all pretty.
So a few things just to call out before we finish this episode out. I love that Giles steps up and he's like, I'll fight her. No, you know what? Fuck this. You're my slayer. I'll do it. I don't want any harm coming to you. I'll take care of it. Even though he would die instantly.
Oh. I've made up my mind.
So have I.
I made up mine first. I'm older and wiser than you, and just do what you're told for once.
I just love the love between characters, and he's like I'll do this for you.
You love the love.
That's
do. Great.
I think a very powerful line from Buffy is when her mom is telling her, like about how I met your father, and she's like, you had your whole life ahead of you. Must be nice.
You had your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
To know you're going to die and be willing to die to help save the world. Because she does have the thought like, well, I might die, but maybe I'll bring him with me. And I like that. Very altruistic.
Super balls to the wall.
You fight the master and you'll die.
Maybe. Maybe I'll take him with me.
Yeah, and there's like a growth here because like when Sarah Michelle Gellar sometimes does stuff and I'm like, this is not... Like, it seems like Buffy's acting. It's not like Sarah Michelle Gellar's acting. It's crazy, right? But those are like real moments of like, I quit then. No, fuck it. I'm not doing this. And then she just goes, I don't want to die.
I've got a way around it. I quit.
It's not that simple.
I'm making it that simple. I quit. I resign. I'm fired.
And you're like, oh fuck! It's like Doctor Who. Like I don't want to die. Like
it felt real.
You're like, damn. Okay, cool. This is a kids show about plastic vampire face. Okay, whatever. But the growth that happens, where like, and I love too how like Willow is like traumatized by finding all those dead bodies and stuff.
Yes. I'm not okay. I knew those guys. I go to that room every day.
And they hang out on that for a while, and they have that conversation.
That's real growth too with the Willow character.
Well, yes, and also gets her out of the way for the fight because we don't need her doing as much stuff or whatever. She's there, I guess, but I'm just saying. Like,
that AV room, I don't understand how quickly were they dispatched because they're all dead in the position they were sitting watching the cartoons, unless they re-propped them up.
I feel like they were staged there, kind of, in like this weird way. It's very strange.
One was against the door, though. When they opened it, he fell out. And that showed like Cordelia was changing as a person, too. She actually had feelings for this boy. She wasn't her crazy, self-centered self. Okay. And then immediately he's dead.
I'm not mad. He totally flaked on me, and I don't even care. God help me. I think it's cute.
We'll talk about that for a second, but yes, I like the conversation between Willow and Buffy because you can watch Buffy decide, like, no, I have to do this. These people can't do this shit. They're falling apart, quote unquote, because they're normal people. I have to go. I can't let this kind of thing happen like anymore or whatever. I thought that Cordelia and her maybe boy toy boyfriend, whatever, were being uncharacteristic in their like whatevers because of the Hellmouth. I thought it was
It was
like
affecting them.
Yeah, I thought it was like raining snakes and doing, you know, like reverse eyeball stuff, and also making petty bullshit people like flip their things to the opposite things.
No, it was real.
Yes, it was real. Good thing they're dead. Perfect.
I love Willow like standing up for herself. Yeah. No, Xander, I won't go with you because she doesn't want to be the second choice. She wanted to be the first choice.
I think I want to go to the dance with you and watch you wish you were at the dance with her.
That is like the perfect heartbreak thing because you can watch Xander go like, okay, I have a plan though. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I thought this through, and she's like, no, bitch, I can't like what like you and me dance while you're looking over wishing you were with her.
Yeah,
like
that's your rebound.
I'm like,
girl
oh,
here.
that's so real too. And then he makes a joke about country music, but later, and they have the old phone that makes the awesome like noise when he hangs it up. He's just laying on his bed, just like but the phone has like the bell in it, so when he picks it up and slams it back down, it makes this awesome noise. And it's like shot from above, and like the country music's playing, and he's just like
music of sadness,
death take me or whatever. Yeah, the music of pain or something. He's like, oh my god, this is great.
Just gonna go home, lie down, and listen to country music. The music of pain.
Because they follow through on all that. Where then when he gets up and goes and like has to go talk to like Angel, you're like, okay, we're doing things. Yes.
We don't even know where she's gone.
No, but I can find out.
When Cordelia is getting Willow to help set up the AV Club shit when they first walk into that room, I love her like, I'll be grateful. I'll even talk to you at the dance.
If you could just show up tomorrow morning, I'd be really, really grateful. I mean, I'd talk to you at the dance and everything.
Can I talk to you or something? Yeah. And I hope this continues because, again, like without spoiling it for me, I assume Cordelia's in the club now. She just witnessed
I don't
the
think
end
you
of the
can
world.
drive through a school with like, the computer teacher and a nerd and not be a Scooby.
I was going to say, at this point, I think we can stop pretending that she's not in the
She doesn't have a
thing.
boyfriend anymore. She doesn't know what to do.
Right? You're free. I can
They
tell.
just all went to the dance together, something Cordelia would never have done if they weren't.
We don't see it on camera, though, so part of me thinks they got there and she was like, I don't know these weirdos, and like walked over and started having fun with Harmony again. No, like, I don't know what's happening. It's fine. We're having fun there.
See how you like it.
So I can't, conclude this without mentioning what I think was like my favorite hype moment or whatever. Because I had my issues with certain aspects of this that I've chalked up to like, oh, we don't have enough time to like do it justice, or do like a two-parter maybe for the ending or whatever. But the triumphant moment where she's back from the dead, she's all wet in her hair or whatever, they're walking across town, and they play the theme music in the show.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing.
No, that was great.
I just wish she was wearing the leather jacket, but it was so good.
No, it's a hype. The song gets me hyped every time I hear it, no matter what. So yes, to hear it in the fucking show is dope. I love Angel. Get your game face on ahead of you, and he has like he's vamped out.
Angel, better put on your game face.
I'm ready.
It does its
So
thing.
good.
Yeah.
This episode's great.
It's wonderful.
It's in Joss's top 10 as far as he thinks. This is the first one he ever directed himself. He's written all of these, but he directed this
I didn't
one.
realize he wasn't directing. Okay, I don't know anything about this show, but like playing the theme song in the show is like is a classic move. I hope they never do it again. And something no one probably noticed. Well, everyone probably knows because
everyone who watched the show is a fan.
There's a slower piano arrangement of the theme song that plays while they're standing around the skeleton at the end, being like, "Oh, I guess the apocalypse is good," or like it's a ding ding bing bing. They're playing this other thing. I was like, I love this. Who did this?
Vampires?
Gone.
Master.
Dead. The whole mouth is closed.
Awesome. Yes.
That's great.
No, happy. So I feel like this show's got potential. I hope it gets renewed for another season and they make more of it so we can watch it.
No, we will definitely be back to talk about season 2. That's everything to talk about episode 12, season 1. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
You're dead.
I may be dead, but I'm still pretty.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.